everyone, how's it going? It is either Randy Chavez coming at you today with a VV OMI update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. For not, welcome back. I love y'all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, and subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that super thanks button down below. I'll get right into it. We have Grumpycat to go over as well. Grumpycat was up, and I want to go over this situation with OMI as well. Grumpycat's not on a ton of exchanges. It's obviously Uniswap, OKX, Bitmart, a couple others. And the reason why sometimes it's good to not have a ton of exchanges is because if you have someone that wants to do, 30, 50,000 volume, at a time, if you're already on Coinbase and KuCoin and all these other places, you have enough volume, you have enough sell orders in order to accommodate the buy orders that want to come in most of the time. And, you don't really pump the price. But when somebody goes in, they're just like, hey, I want to just offload 30, 50K in here. And they do so at once, the price goes up 30%, like it just did with Grumpycat. And then obviously over the course of the day, people are like, oh, okay, I'll sell a little bit, take a little profit. So wound up being only up about like 8% on the day. But again, that problem or opportunity is not exclusive to Grumpycat. I had talked and somebody leaked some. I think why this happened. Someone leaked something about Grumpycat that I don't think they should have. Good stuff, but ultimately something that we're not really prepared to announce yet. They'll announce that in the future. Right now, comic book stuff, cool. Charity arm, cool. They have a bunch of really cool things. But there's one thing that has not yet been ready to announce, but they will at some point. Anyway, what I had wrote to a couple of friends here, as far as OMI goes, because again, they have that same issue as Grumpycat as not really having a ton of exchanges. And I said, the lack of exchanges is a double-bladed sword. Yes, lack of exchanges means that it's super hard to buy and less people buy because of it. However, as more utility is announced and people will find a way to buy more, and as more people buy, if the volume isn't there to meet demands of everyone, the squeeze could make OMI skyrocket. Obviously, I think this is probably a couple months away. I know they were hoping, and David had mentioned yesterday over around the Okomiverse. Shout out to Jordan Rhys for setting that up. David went over a couple things, and we'll go over a bunch in this video. He had mentioned, or he was asked, hey, what are we going to do on the crypto XR event in January? Like, it's a crypto event, and, you and Dan are going, are you not? And he's like, yeah, we're finalizing a couple things, couple of dates, and they'll be there. And it's like, well, what are you going to talk about? And he's like, well, we're going to do a little bit of both. Obviously VV, because that's, the main way that people make money. That's the way the licensors are happy, is because, there's a lot of money going through. But then it is a crypto event, and OMI is obviously going to be the native token of both the VV app and the VVverse. So, what are they going to talk about? I don't know. Obviously, we have the MCP points that we're getting right now. They are really trying to make bronze tickets happen towards the end of this year. Whether that happens or not, I don't know. I would say probably Q1 of next year. But they're probably going to want that done by Q1 of next year. And the dates of that particular event are January 25th, 26th, and 27th. And then later in the interview, I said, oh, David, hey, you know what's happening a week after that event? And you could all watch this on my channel. It's on Jordan's channel, Crypto Reigns, Lloyd Ready, everyone's channel. I was like, if you want, you get a free booth at this crazy popular convention, at least in this area, for this area. And without saying like, oh yeah, email me about it. He's like, oh, where is it? And I was like, I'm going to spill the beans, but yeah, it's in Dubai. And he's like, email me about that. So there is a chance that if you are not in France, if you're not in Europe, but you are in the Middle East and you want to come and say hi, it looks like David may or may not be going. It's not confirmed yet, but it seems like he might be keen on going. At least just going to see a couple things over there. I don't think Vivi would have a booth there. It's just something that he had said yesterday over on stream. Hey, send me the details about it. So, that'd be cool. And if anyone is in here from the Middle East, comment down below. And then maybe I'll see you there. I don't know. Again, that would be in February 2024. So a bunch of things that David had mentioned yesterday. Obviously moving full forward with token utility. The exchange, there's a lot of people that are like, hey, when exchanges, when timelines, when this. And listen, I love that type of talk. I love going on and speculating with, everyone here. But, as David said yesterday, hey, I just want to go and tell everyone about the amazing things that we're doing. But, if we tell some people beforehand, or if it gets out beforehand, we could be fined like, millions of dollars. And, that's an expensive lesson. That's an expensive thing to do. So in that same breath, hey, if we ask about something and maybe, he slips up, he works, 18, 20 hours a day, and he's, maybe a little tired, or maybe something slips his mind. It's like, oh, maybe I wasn't supposed to say that. I don't want to go and attempt to try to satisfy people's curiosity while also putting everyone's investment in jeopardy. Like, I don't want to do that. So, I didn't really ask a ton about OMI. Other people did, and, that's fine. He said what he needed to say. But there's other people that really want me to go and say, like, Chavez, you're one of the main influencers. You got to ask for timelines. You got to push for this. You got to push for that. I'm not going to say that David doesn't care what I think. I'm going to say that my role, again, I don't work for them. I don't, I'm not on their payroll. There's no NDAs involved with us. We have a great professional relationship, but it's not, and friendship, because I love him. But it's again, I don't want to go and try and potentially try to put people's investments in peril by demanding something and putting them on the spot, and then that kind of blowing up in everyone's faces. So I hope people understand that. And if you don't, I can't help you. As far as VV news, though, we got a little bit to go over. But actually, we'll go over OMI again real quick here. We are down about 3% on the day. We are back down to 00077, so we are below that 0008. How long we last down here, I don't know. Can we go on and expect, what's the next catalyst? It's probably going to be either the home space. There are more invitations for VV versus beta rolling out fairly soon, or they might have already. I'm not sure. So just trying to get that ready. So the VV home space will be great. OMI to accessory will be great. I would really only imagine two things happening next year. The VV home space, and then OMI to accessory, and then IP branded worlds. Those are the two I'm expecting next year. Is the phase 3 of just getting us the avatars, customizable avatars from Ready Player Me, does not sound like it should be its whole phase. The only reason I think that should be its whole phase is if, hey, you need like a Meta Quest Pro or something to go and scan your face, and you could have the customizable avatars that way. But outside of that, it doesn't seem like that should be an entire phase. But again, I don't know all the ins and outs of it. But those things in conjunction with bronze tickets, natural MCP, and OMI utility, those two things should really help the price. When does that happen? I don't know. I'm not sure. I'll keep you all posted. All right, VV news. All right, shout out to Raythax for giving me the biggest super chat I ever had. 500 doll hairs. Raythax.eth domain name. If y'all want to buy that from him, you totally can. We did have an update a couple days ago, so just go into your either the iOS store or the Google Play Store. Go on the update, and there's really only minor fixes and improvements. There wasn't a ton that's really there to update. It's just, again, the minor stuff is fine. We did have another, what seemed like a big VV account of someone that purchased like 10,000 NFTs in a day, which if you do the math on it, that's 7 NFTs per hour. Or no, I'm sorry. That's 7 NFTs per minute that was going on that they were buying. But after further look on it, it does seem to be that it's for crafting. It does seem to be a VV account. It does seem to be that it's for crafting. And, what are they crafting? Most likely the desk, Disney desk. Everyone has the pencils and everything, so that should be fine. The weird thing is that the account that had the 10,000 NFTs, they sold 9 of them. I'm not 100% sure how they did that. I don't know how you sold 9 on your VV account, but again, this is what it looks like. What it actually is, we're actually not sure. But again, that's just happens to be what it looks like. Moving on, we do have shout out to Smarty Pants, who just hit MCP level 86 not too long before he hits 99. And then we also have Beantech. Got his 100 million OMI bag packed now. I cannot wait for the bull run so everyone else just starts making a whole ton of money. For OMI, I'm still at 175. I will if I want to go to France and Dubai, that's likely going to be a 5-figure trip. That's likely going to be a $10,000 trip. So Maybe I won't buy as much OMI right now. Maybe I'll save for that. Maybe I'll go and skip one to go to the other, and buy a little bit of OMI. Again, I'm not sure. It sounds so far now. I really want to get some. Comment down below if you're getting any or not. So this was as of a couple days ago. Yeah, there's a lot. I think there's like 1,200 or 1,400 Ironmans that are redeemed by now, which is like almost half. So I don't know how many are left. I know that only one number one was claimed. We have the other number one, so that $40,000 bounty is still out there. Who's gonna get it? I don't know. We shall see. Big stackers though. We got John M. that has 510 Yoda lightsabers. Oh my god, that's just incredible. I don't know how people are doing that. That is heckin' wild. McDonald's is accepting Bitcoin right now. Soon they will turn this on in every country to avoid the 2.5% transaction fee Visa and MasterCard charge. Kids are born online today and digital currency is native to them. And trust in governments has never been lower. The future is clear. Shout out to Crypto T for the T. All right. So the app update, I forgot to mention. VV Meister goes on and says, Futters will say it took VV several months to fancy up the MCP graphics. There's also been some backend updated recently, but it looks cool. It looks better. So he's at level 50, so good for him. I'm currently at level 51, I think. I'm not sure. Comment down below what level y'all are at. I'm at 51. I'll be level 52 in like 2 days because I have just a little bit left. Hit 700,000 MCP points, so super excited about that. I do want some other things over there, but again, if I'm going to spend 2 weeks over in Europe and the Middle East, the plan for that is going to be France for a couple days. I'll go to Vienna for a couple days. Maybe I can go to Germany for like a day or two to visit some military friends that are still over there. And then, Dubai. And then after Dubai, I at some point, if I hope it's not going on, but if the conflict between Israel and Palestine gets worse, I'll totally go there and I'll totally do some interviews over there just because I feel like I need to. Anyhow, moving on here. We do have a message from Rhys saying, we'll never tell you what to do with your own money, so this is in no way financial advice, but I see people make the same mistake every time markets start to heat up. They lose conviction and start to chase green candles, only to ape into these tokens at the top and lose out again. Crypto tends to follow very simple money flows. Bitcoin, then ETH, then large caps, mid caps, crap coins, and meme tokens. Then it does it all over again. If you observe the market properly, as the bull takes hold, you'll see this time and time again until it all falls apart. And yeah, agreed. It happens a lot. Speaking of which, that was not the only messages that Rhys had to say in the Telegram. So somebody's, their mail was hacked. Their email was hacked. So Rhys like, okay, I recommend, obviously the recommendation is to always use strong, unique passwords so that if your mail gets hacked, your VV account and everything else does not. I'm with you though. Would love to get facial to FA or Authy app in there too. Give people some options for VV. So hopefully we get that in the future. It's an interesting discussion. Okay, so Rhys was asked about the Banksy collectibles that we're going to get and, the kind of, I guess, two sides of that. And Rhys goes over the two sides saying, on the one hand, it is in the public domain and licensed products are available in the market for Banksy already. There are also plenty of exhibits around the world displaying and discussing their art and its message, presumably without permission of the artist, given that the anonymity. And of course, the obvious plus being that these kind of products can lead to the better dissemination of the message he, she, they set out to produce in the first place. On the other hand, people do feel like digitizing them somehow goes against the message because it's corporations, man, which is also understandable, but it's a bit weak as an argument, says Rhys. Moving on. We do have VV Viral saying, hey Rhys, it was cool to finally get to meet you last month in New York. Are you able to discuss what the largest speed bumps are in regards to making OMI purchasable directly on the VV app? For instance, regulatory concerns, tech complexities, or something simpler, such as waiting on OMI to NFT first. Actually, I have that exact question for OMI to NFT as well. And it says, hey brother, great to meet you. Unfortunately, there's not too much to discuss. There are always technical complexities when it comes to VV, but more than anything, they're on the roadmap, just not in the pipeline yet. So take on that, whatever your take on that is, it is what it is. Okay, so we have in the VV comics, the Addiction comics that we got, there is a redemption code in there I won't show it because I don't know if this was done or not, but Turtle Golf had gone on and said, redeem your free the Addiction digital comic from Vivi. It is a QR code, it is a QR code over in the actual comic that you could go. Oh, I think the QR code is just for the app, but it gives you the numbers over there and the letters for the promo code, and you can get a free one. That does expire on December 30th of 2023. So yeah, moving on. Vivi had a good day the other day with the Ghost Rider comic and the Ghost Rider collectible. I think in total, Vivi made like 90 grand on that. So shout out to them. And again, this is first appearance Ghost Rider, but it's not first appearance Johnny Blaze. Johnny Blaze is the one we know and love. Johnny Blaze is the Nick Cage one. Johnny Blaze is the one that, again, is really most popular in the comics. We do have Danny Ketch, which is his long-lost younger brother. There is likely going to be a Johnny Blaze. There's going to be, the sister variant. There might even be the one where, it's in the Pet Avengers. They go out and they try to assemble the team of like amazing pets, and one of them, I think the name is called Sabretooth. No, it's like a Sabretooth tiger lion thing that they find, and while they're there, they see like a Ghost Rider, a version of Ghost Rider on a mammoth, and the mammoth is flaming. It is so cool. I hope we get that one as well. I forget which one that is. But yeah, those are, shout out to Vivi for grossing, like I said, about 90 something thousand on that, which is really cool. That is a big difference to what happened with the Addams Family, which the Addams Family, it seems like the late 70s to the early 90s or the mid 90s are about like where everyone is like super like, yes, this is great. We love it. We want more of it. Anything newer than that is a little and anything older than that is also a little So this did happen with the Addams Family. The Addams Family had, let's go over. All right, so Wednesday here had, let's say 450, and then the thing, say 18, so it's 350. So let's say that's 800, and then the actual poster is actually not a lot, 800. So that's, and then 120. So was it 10, 20? So only about 25,000, and some of these are fairly scarce. So you do have it as obviously being very older, and then you had the Wednesday one with Christina Ricci like 30 years ago, and then you had the new one with Jenna Ortega, I think that's her name, that one. So even though it has had a bunch of things, it just hasn't been too popular on the app yet. I do think in the future this will be really good, but again, that is in the future. Over the next couple days, we do have a Wizards of Mickey, the Grand Tournament #1, that's coming out on the 3rd. We have Jurassic Park, which we've been talking about the gate for a long time, and we're finally able to get it. This is something that David has teased for several years now, and again, it's these other companies that are just like, hey, they're the ones kind of deciding, we'll wait for the anniversary, we'll wait for a movie, we'll wait for whatever. Again, the Addams Family, I think David said we were even supposed to get last year. I was like, oh, that would make sense because we're coming. You had Wednesday Addams coming out, but he said they could only get the rights for the certain characters and not the music, and because these are animated and they have music attached to them, so that's why they weren't able to do it last year. They had some licensing issues, which is done now. It's fine, but yeah, that's why certain things don't happen at certain times. Okay, moving on. Oh, and then we have the 007 60 Years of Bond that comes out on the 5th. That comes out on the 5th of November. Remember. Comment down below if you get that reference. So you're going to get the jetpack, the laser gun, and Spectre ring. I'm not going to lie, these seem okay. But there are going to be 7 of these particular drops, and if you get one of them, it doesn't matter which rarity. If you get one from each, you are going to get an airdrop or qualify for an airdrop. I'll keep you guys posted on that as more of that comes by. Shout out to Donna Marie for giving me this shirt. I think that is really cool, from Akron, Ohio. And then also shout out to Cool Mo for getting me a Mark McGuire baseball card. Fan mail this week was pretty heckin' dope. Love that stuff. Okay, moving on here. So we do have the Nerdist going out and saying like, hey, the Marvels is teasing an epic team up of heroic Flurkin, and the Flurkin meaning it's the one that ate the Tesseract back in the Captain Marvel, the first movie. And then VV Digital Collectibles goes and they repost it saying heroic Flurkin, as in heroic, as in there's going to be a bunch of these in the Marvels movie. So for the Marvel Mighties that we're going to get for this movie next month, I'm really hoping we get Nick Fury. But the obvious ones are going to be Kamala Khan, Ms. Marvel. It's going to be Brie Larson as Captain Marvel or Carol Danvers. And then you're going to have, oh God, is it her or mother? No, it's Monica Rambeau. She's the daughter. So Monica Rambeau. So you're going to have those three. I'm really hoping Nick Fury. And I'm really hoping we get Goose the cat. We already have two dogs. We have Dogpool, and then we have Cosmo from the Guardians of the Galaxy. And I'm really hoping we get a cat Marvel Mighty. I think that would be great. First appearance cat. I mean, we have Catwoman and we have other things, but first appearance cat would be amazing. I am fully prepared to spend hundreds of dollars on those. You have no idea. Oh, and even when I said maybe we get our first mighty cat, and they liked it, so I think they just liked it because I interacted with it, not really because they agreed that we're going to get a cat. But maybe we will. Maybe we will. Oh, also on the Adams, the animated The Thing, the ultra rare, David says, do you know why it's the left version? As in, like, it's the left version of the hand. So Ed Feely goes out and says, The Thing was usually a right hand, but Cassidy sometimes played it as left, simply to see if anyone would notice. And The Thing is credited as itself at the end of each episode. But yeah, that's why we have the left hand, which I thought was cool. Happy Halloween, everyone. There's a scary picture. I know it's November 1st, but you know what? Halloween is... speaking of Halloween... we have from, was this Golden? I don't know which auction house this was. Oh no, it's by Heritage Auctions. 1979 Media Home Entertainment Betamax tape, graded near mint 85. Halloween, The Night He Came Home. That sold for $10,000. Jesus, man. Speaking of things that are selling for a lot of money, David Yu posted this on his Instagram from Hypebeast saying Star Wars X-Wing model fetches over $3 million at auction. You can't see that. I will lower that for you so that you can. Again, $3 million at auction. I did report on this about a week ago. Sorry. And for that, he's just a little bit late on reporting on it, but it's really cool to see David go out and determine, oh, hey, this is really fun. Is that, I don't think he's hinting that he bought it or anything. I'd be wild if he did. But just he knows that these are the types of price points that you can get for really cool things, for really cool one-of-a-kind things. And I think some of that might happen on Vivi at some point. And shout out to J. Co. says, Randy, when OMI hits $1, count me in for a $100,000 donation. Surely, I will be doing, it's not to me, he's not giving that to me, it'll be towards one of the charities that I'll be running at the time, Chavez Charities, or I have a couple ideas, named right. I want to incorporate Harambe in them, but shout out to him for making that pledge. And that's it for today. On Sunday, on Saturday, is that the 6th? Oh no, that is not the 6th at all. On Saturday, on the November 4th, I will be having Vincent Cerzolo over on the podcast. He is just the creator of the Addiction comics. That'll be really fun to get his thoughts on how everything went and to be able to go and say, hey, what's next? And then on Sunday, on the 5th, which is Daylight Savings Time, I will be going and having a 12-hour stream. I'm just going to go and hang out with a bunch of people. There's already a couple cool confirmed guests. And it'll just be fun. So mark your calendars for that date if you'd like. Anyway, that's it for me. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. I love you guys. Goodbye. Meow, meow.